No. Welcome, everyone, to episode 52 of this thing, which technically means if you count it by weeks, it has now been officially a year since we started this second campaign, because 52 and all that.
Wow.
Welcome. Last session was a big one. Was a biggie. Shit happened. You guys fought off Hallowhand and the other ships surrounding him with some lucky escapes and some skillful sailing. You were able to take down Hallowhand and board his ship. His druid friend jumped into the sea and turned into a fucking ginormous octopus.
Big.
And Hallowhand himself challenged Oramis to a duel. The battle was fierce, it was legendary, and in the end, well, you cheated out, and well, you kind of cheated, but it's fine.
The truth is sacred.
They had each other on the ropes pretty much. Hallowhand was very low, and you were also quite low. So it was a thing of the initiative. Unfortunately, he was ahead of you, and he was about to get you, but in quite a poetic moment. Because I was thinking about this. Obviously, the first time Griffin and Oramis meet, Griffin fucking slaps Oramis, and now he kind of saved his life, which is a rather poetic moment of loveliness.
Retribution.
Character growth.
Yeah, character development. That's what we're here for. So, yes, and Oramis slayed Hallowhand, but before he did, he was taken to some sort of extra-dimensional, sort of ethereal space where he was on an island, surrounded by a raging storm, and he was approached by Sigurd Alfsson, the first captain of this ship, and around him, walking up onto this island, were like 30, 40, maybe even 50 different captains. You couldn't quite count, all clearly dead. And Sigurd Alfsson told you that these were the souls of the other captains, and that you had to choose: leave Hallowhand alive and potentially have him raging the seas again, but you would be able to see your wife in the afterlife, and things would be all chipper that way. But also knowing that Hallowhand was conniving and scheming with Tiamat to become one of her priests, or you had the option of becoming the captain of this ship yourself, cursing yourself with everlasting life, and your soul to be bound to this ship forever. You would be, well, actually, technically, everlasting undeath, as with your soul out of your body, you are now undead. This decision was made harder by the appearance of Dolus, basically saying, if you take this deal, I will... some people might be interested in knowing some of the things that you guys have done over your time. But, by the by, there we go. You proceeded to take Alfsson up on his offer and kill Hallowhand, thinking that would be, better for the good of the world, sort of thing. You slayed Hallowhand, threw him off where you were dueling, which was the sort of long mast of the ship. Hallowhand fell in a crumpled heap to the ground, and with the wind, he was washed away. Elsewhere in the battle, you guys were absolutely demolishing this tentacle. All these tentacles. Holy moly, you were demolishing them. And also, Felix managed to pull the staff of this druid out of the front of the ship, stopping many of the lair actions that were going on and things like that. Mazzy managed to climb all the way up the rigging to be sniping down on people from the very top. Your crew were putting an absolute shift in. Not a single one of them has died in this encounter, meaning that you guys are all okay with that sort of stuff. And now that Hallowhand's body has fallen, many of his crew have seen this. There's not many of them left, if I'm honest, and they are all sort of now beginning to put down their arms, surrender. Their captain has died, effectively, and they're realizing that, holy crap, these guys just took down, or are in the middle of taking down, and looking like they will take down not just our captain, but many of our crewmates, the strongest of our crewmates, and the druid, this fabled druid of our ship. But it is not over yet, folks, because next up I think it is actually the octopus's turn.
Did you want us to level up for this combat?
Doesn't really matter if I'm going to be very honest, because,
cool.
funnily enough, it's its turn. It's disengaging, disappearing under the water, traveling. Can you all see the map?
I can't see anything. But I'm just refreshed.
Should still be on the Hallowhand battle.
Carry on.
This tentacle is going to...
You're not actually in D&D.
Oh yeah. It doesn't say you're in. You're in
This is refreshed.
I see. This tentacle is going to, essentially move underwater, and with a very, very loud roar that sort of shakes the calming waters around you, and noticeably shakes the ship a little bit. You can feel the sudden shudder of this great beast pushing itself through the water. And there is a calm over the ship. Many of your own crew, Oramis, are, shoving the crew of Hallowhand to their knees, sort of lining them up in a big sort of long line on the knees about. All of your crew knackered as hell. Absolutely knackered. And as you stand there, Oramis, you're still sort of up on the mast of the ship. Your crew are cheering. The battle does seem to be won. You look around you, and you can see the final ship in the distance of all these frigates of the Silk Arrow and the Stormboar and things like that. The final small sort of gunship goes down. They proceed to cheer. You guys are cheering, and in this moment, you feel a calm wash over you, followed by a great sort of pain. As you're holding on, you can feel this rotting sensation in your chest pull down. Your breath is almost taken out of you for a brief moment, and you have to gasp for air. And you suddenly feel a little colder, a little different. It's hard to describe. It's just an almost uncomfortable nagging or feeling in the back of your mind. In the back of your mind, in your chest, you feel a little hollow. Something's not quite the same, and sadly, something will never quite be the same again.
Well, it's not his heart, because he never had one.
But also, with this transference, you look over the ship, and it begins to morph and change. Now, Hallowhand's ship was a very dark wood ship with lots of sort of sharp features. The sails were a sort of darkened red color with the sort of white sail in the middle. But there is a shimmer that rests over the ship and begins to change it. Oramis, how would you like your new ship to look as it begins to change to suit the needs of the captain?
I think lots of nice gold bits around the edges, very fancy, like gold trim everywhere, but like plain, very regal, plain wood, but like lots of gold trim and like gold sails, gold coloured sails anyway.
Like full gold sails.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
nice.
That's subtle, isn't it?
And then at the front of the ship, they normally have
the figurehead.
The figurehead. Can't. Do I go? Let's go with the dragon at the front. I was going to say
dragon at the front. Yeah.
I was going to say the image of my wife, but maybe that's
at
the front of the ship. This sort of greatly carved sort of dragon head figurehead appears at the front. Its mouth sort of wide open as if it's going to breathe its breath weapon. Wings almost splayed out to merge with the sides of the ship and sort of flown back into its sides. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anything else, or just leave it on that?
Any good suggestions, guys?
What for the decor?
Yeah.
I think it sounds like you've done it out quite nicely. If a little,
Extravagant.
yeah.
Are you changing the name of the boat?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yes, it's. I think I put 2 suggestions. So I'm either going to call it the Righteous Avenger. How pretentious is that? Or Vengeance.
Is that because you've seen Batman recently, by any chance?
100%. 100%. Vengeance.
Righteous Avenger or Vengeance?
I think Vengeance is pretty cool. Just
It's
vengeance.
short and snappy, isn't it?
Yeah, just.
Oh shit!
the
Here comes the vengeance. You know, like the victory, or you know.
Yeah. Let's go with that. We'll go with the.
Dragon Revenge and Vengeance.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, and then sort of on the side of the ship, appearing in this very similarly sort of gold writing on this wooden sort of backing is just the vengeance on the very very back of the ship, as well as a small plaque sort of on the front sort of starboard side as well. Yeah, nicely done. You're able to climb down, reconvene with your crew. The other ships are slowly sailing towards you now, and you realize the only ships actually left of this entire fleet are the ones you sailed in with, and you. This is it.
Which one was Mazzy's ship?
Mazzy's ship was the Screaming Eagles.
Is that not half in the water?
No, surprisingly, his ship is coming back, and as the ships are sort of sailing in and docking up next to you, hooking lines over, and people are congratulating you over there. This guy is already on the booze, like going on and on about, like, did you all say that? Did you all say that? Oh my god, I feel alive again. People like going absolutely nuts on his ship. There's celebration, there's drinking. Boards are sort of put across the ships and stuff for people to walk freely to and from. Many of the crew from some of these other ships start sort of walking over and not like attacking, but like spitting on Hallowhand's crew and kicking them and pushing them, stuff like that. Hallowhand's crew just sort of now tied by your own crew, Oramis. They've been sort of tied at the wrists by some rope. What is it you guys would like to do now? Pretty much finish the battle.
Can I say
what
Oramis as he comes down, so I'm not bowing to you, Sailor Boy, alright? This changes nothing.
I guess I owe you one.
Yeah, you fucking do. Oh yeah. Me and the gnome, mate.
Oh, Matt, that's brilliant. People have seen the chat.
We'll see put.
That's perfect.
That's perfect.
Just gonna say, let this be a new start for the two of us.
Okay.
Hey?
Yeah. That's fair. I think you made a tough call there, and won't say impressed because that'll go to your head, but I respect.
You don't know how tough.
Yeah, even though I've no idea that you went to that other little island or whatever. I know you took the ship, and that carries weight. So,
I mean, to build a new legacy for the ship.
I don't want to rush everyone, but can we get back to Dragon Priest hunting, or start in the first place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Although there might
immediately
be
sort of walks
some
over.
time for celebration first, and I'll just grab a flagon from somewhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, as people are sort of boarding the ship, they're like bringing over crates of rum. The Stormboar, particularly, people are, the orcs on that ship are just going absolutely nuts with celebration, and they're bringing stuff over by the keg. Like they're physically carrying these huge kegs of stuff, dropping them on your ship, and just going, "Everyone drink! and then walking back to grab another one.
It's no wonder he has such a slow ship, Sam, with all his
No.
on board.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you fire like ballista bolts and stuff, not even like gunpowder. So there's no gunpowder aboard your ship. It was just big kegs of beer.
I mean, you got to respect it now. It's
You got to
coming
respect
handy
it now. I mean, yeah, now it comes greatly in handy. Frank walks over to you and is like, Captain, what are we doing about the prisoners? I think there's about 12 or 13 of them left. What do we do with them?
Can I suggest you need more crew for your ship?
I do, but I'm not sure if these are the kind of men I want crewing my ship.
You're cool.
I think we take them back to land and give them a fair trial for their crimes.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
I was going to say everyone deserves a second chance, but these people have done some shady shit, haven't they?
People
Extra shady.
have done some shady shit. Indeed. Griffin, make a perception check.
Oh dear. How many drinks have I had? The perception. So good at perception. Oh, 19.
So you're walking about the ship, looking around, and as these guys are all sort of sat there is one particular man, very, very long sort of hair that comes down sort of just below his shoulders. And long dark hair that comes sort of, like I said, just below his shoulders. He's got an eye patch over one eye. A fairly sort of skinny man, but almost like giggling to himself a little bit, which is a little bit creepy. But then each one of these sort of crew members, like to be a part of Hallowhand's crew, you needed to be a bit of a character anyway. And this one, you're looking at him, and you recognise him. He wasn't anyone major where you worked for a very long time. He was, just a messenger boy, really. He's not that old. In fact, now he's barely 24, 25, looking. But you remember he did something. It wasn't really said what he did. That unfortunately got him chucked in the silver hold as well. Last thing you remember.
Oh, I'm gonna stomp over to him.
And yet now here he is. Yeah, walk over to him, giggling to himself.
Do I remember his name?
You can make a history check.
Oh, 15.
Yeah, his name was Thaman. Thaman. A human. Human, fairly pale skin, like I said, fairly young-ish, sort of early 20s, long-haired dude. With a 15, you'd maybe, as you're sort of getting closer to him, you remember what he did. He was sent as a messenger to some place for people you work for, but unfortunately they took him the wrong way, and he took them the wrong way, and instead of delivering a package that was meant to be quite a kind gesture, he unfortunately rigged the package and blew up their entire mansion.
Oh dear.
These were some quite prominent people in Dragbont at the time, and therefore he was ultimately thrown in prison. In the Silverhold, in fact, for the murder of 20 to 30 odd people, as this package was being delivered at the time of a party where many other people were there as well.
So nasty
man, with a penchant for just being a dick, really.
So he's in Hallowhand's crew.
He was in Hallowhand's crew, it does seem, yes.
Okay. I'm guessing it's all quite busy, so I'll just sort of go and just sort of lift him up, just put him to the side of the boat.
Yeah.
Just
as you lift him up, you're like,
oh.
"Hey, Do I remember you? You look familiar. We met. Have I heard someone of yours. Is that why you're taking me over here, eh?
I thought you were in the Silverhold, Thammon.
Oh, many of us were. Oh, many of us were. All of us were at once, but... Well, there's always time for second chances, isn't there?
Who's dishing out second chances so freely?
What do you say, sir?
Who's dishing out second chances so freely?
Oh, you'll meet him soon enough. Everyone will meet him soon enough. Oh, he was fantastic, though. So mighty. All 700 of us. Free at last. Free. And he just giggles off to himself in some crazed thing. You can tell he's got quite a bad bump to his head where someone's clearly taken something pretty hard and whacked him over the side of the head, so he was a pretty crazy dude to begin with, and now he's maybe a bit concussed, maybe gone a bit loopy.
Where is the Silverhold, did you say?
So yes, the Silverhold is, if I just really quickly stick you on the Amber map, the Silverhold is down right in the middle of here.
Okay. Oh, it's actually out in the ocean.
Out in the ocean. It is its own island out in the ocean. Yeah, very much like an Azkaban situation. No one goes in, no one goes out, no one visits the island other than guard changes and switches. That's it. There's a perimeter around the island of like boats and ships and stuff. These are the worst of the worst in Amber.
Can I, while he's laughing, can I just grab his throat and just say, enough riddles. I just need a name.
He never told us a name. He didn't grace us with his name. Only his title, his occupation. I guess would be a better word.
Just spit it out.
Black Prophet.
Black Prophet.
Oh, he will fuck you up sideways, let me tell you that, boy.
Oh.
He will baptize you. And you'll see. And he brings his hands sort of up to his face, and you can see his hands are... There's marks over them, almost like burns, but it's... Make me a quick medicine check.
Oh, this is sick of this shit. Medicine, you say?
Medicine. $13. So you definitely identify these as like burns, but it's not fire-like burns. It's sort of pulled the skin very tight, and it's very patchy, and like some skin is very dry and peeling, and where it's not dry and peeling, it's just melted through.
Oh.
You can't quite tell what it is. He's still got full control of his hands enough, but it looks like he's been through an ordeal, and he's just got his hands here, and he's just pulling them across his just being a real fucking creep.
Would I know, is the Black Prophet anything to do with who I used to work for, or no?
No.
Okay.
You wouldn't have heard that handle before.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk away. I don't think he's got much more than that in him. He's just a grunt, isn't he?
Fair enough. As you walk away, a couple of the crew members just sort of come and drag him back into line, and he's just there like pulling on his face with his like messed up hands and stuff. He's like, what's everyone else doing while all this stuff is going on? Your crew are now taking the crew of Hallowhand down below the ship, and you can just say, "Oh shit, there's a jail in this place. Cool. Oi, Mason, get in it." No. Yeah, so you have a jail now, I guess. Good job. And people have been thrown in there. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to have a little chat with Caspian.
Caspian, yeah.
I'd like to bring him into
budget cuts.
I'd like to bring him into the captain's quarters. I'll be sitting there on my desk, at the desk.
Yeah. So the captain's. So there's a few different places as far as you can see. So inside here is sort of like a command room. It's a big sort of meeting room, large table. No one's currently in there at the moment. Lots of books and everything lining the walls. Or there is the captain's quarters, which are below decks, but it is a large, large-ish room, double bed, lovely views out onto the ocean and things like that. Looking very, very nice. And even like to the finest detail, these have changed. So now your bedding is almost like red with golden trim, things like that. Very, very, very lovely. I can bring him down there if you like.
That's a bit weird to bring him into my bedroom.
A little bit.
We'll do it in the upstairs one.
In the command room, yeah.
That's the one. Thank you.
Bring him in.
So I've got a new ship.
Yeah. I can see that, Captain. It's fucking nice in here. I could get used to this.
Well, I wouldn't if I was you. Because I've also got another ship that is in need of a captain. Know anyone?
I'm joking.
How are you? No.
Can I just do you think Mason would be a good choice?
No, I need to keep my eye on Mason and Frank. Those two are absolute. And I'd like to reward you for your good service by making you captain of my second ship, Dragon's Revenge.
Woohoo! Thank you, Cap. That's very, very generous of you.
I know.
Too kind. Too kind.
Frank might say so.
Do I have a crew at all, or am I just sort of?
You'll have to organise a crew for yourself when we get back to land, but make sure you choose wisely.
I will, Captain, and obviously at your beck and call.
Yeah. You still work for me, but the ship is yours.
Of course. I didn't quite count the amount of guns you have, and I'm going to assume from that quick look it's more than 4. So, whatever you need, Captain.
Cool. Job done.
Whew. Walks immediately out. Right then, you fuckers. Tries to put on this really deep, bellowing voice. I'm the captain round here. Like, people just walk over. What the fuck are you on about? I'm a captain. You're not a captain. I'm a captain of the Dragon's Revenge. Objection, Captain! Immediately people start swarming you, like shouting, why the fuck? Why Caspian? What the fuck is this? We could do this. People are surrounding you, crowding you, but ultimately they do realise that Caspian's a good fighter. He's been very, very loyal. He's a good sailor as well. Frank, your current first mate, doesn't really fancy leaving your service. He quite likes being your first mate and things like that.
I couldn't do without you, Frank.
Oh, thank you, Cap.
One of those cold his wife back.
Could be too difficult to explain.
What's everyone else doing? Felix and Mazzy, what are you guys up to? While all this has been done.
Maybe just enjoying the drinks.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
probably
Not much else we can. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Could I investigate the staff that was stuck in the front of the ship, causing the?
No, because it's fucking mine.
I didn't know if you were keeping it or not, but that's fine.
I'm absolutely keeping that shit.
I thought it might be something that came with the ship, so then it was sort of Oramis's, but no, fine.
No, it's fucking mine now. Consider that
Fine.
shit.
Then I'll be drinking.
Lady Jane and a couple of the
I'll
other
tell you what it does
captains.
in the morning. After I've had a
Lady
good,
Jane-
evening with my staff.
Oh,
God.
I'm going to be on the opposite boat to whichever you're on, okay?
So Lady Jane and the other captains come over to you, Oramis, and just sort of the rest of you. Like, well done. It seems you didn't fuck this thing up. Huh.
He
Turns
tried
out the
his
cheating
best.
bastards aren't.
was it ever in doubt?
I mean, with a name like the Cheating Bastards, it was a little bit in doubt. But no, Dragon's Revenge.
Cheating
But I don't know the
bastards
drag-
better.
I like to think Caspian pipes up at that point and says, "It's the Dragon's Revenge."
But I don't know the dragon's dead, though. I mean, that wasn't a very good thing to go into all this with anyway. Except for all those ones up in Titan, but they're like all shiny and shit, whatever. All we're saying is, congratulations, and thank you. Many of us all wanted Hallowhand dead for several reasons. And you've done it. I don't know what you've had to sacrifice or do to do all this, but thank you. I also know that the moment you start turning into Hallowhand, I will be putting a knife to your throat. No questions asked. Enjoy the drinks.
Is that a promise?
She hands you over a flagon. That is a promise, and that is one I intend to keep. Gives you a cheeky wink, this being Lady Jane. She gives you a cheeky wink, walks back to the rest of her crew. The orc of the Stormbore's like, "Ugh. You be bad, I smash your skull in." Walks over, and many of the orcs are now playing, you know that game where you like grab an apple from like a big pail of water? But they're playing that
Apple
in
bobbing.
beer. Yeah, apple bobbing, but they're doing it with beer. And it looks like sausages. in,
That's brilliant.
in the ale, not the... And those are sausages or like some meat thing in the ale, not apples. Very strange, but they seem to be fucking loving it over there, so he wants to get involved.
They're gonna get scurvy.
And Captain
Well, if it's cider.
That's true, actually.
Captain Skulldrum was there.
Matt
That was his name.
Drumskull.
Matrick Drumskull. He stood there as like a... Well, I have to say, that was rather impressive what you did out there. And the name is actually now Captain Glittergold, you see. God of Luck. Though luck had nothing to do with it, obviously. But, hey. I mean, you saw what happened out there, right? That was pretty cool. I caught a spear.
I'm sure it was
You saw...
totally intentional.
It was brilliant, and of course it was intentional. I'm a skillful captain and a skillful man. Good day to you, sir. I will see you with drinks in your hand. Walks off, walking over. And you can just hear someone like, he realizes that's also the god of gnomes, right? And he's not a gnome. It's fine. Mason says and just wanders him off. Within the hour, people are making ready to set sail back to Ambyr, if there's nothing else anyone would like to do in and around these parts.
I'd just like to ask Mason if he knows how old Lady Jane is.
Oh god, 70 odd I think? But it's like elven years, so that, 20s, maybe 30s, I think.
So I stand a chance.
Wasn't all of this for your wife, Cap? Wasn't that?
I'm never seeing her again.
Might as well start making moves soon, No point hanging around.
Oh, I mean, you've got a long time to think about it if you're now
Have
under
we?
you do have a...
I've got, all the years
Genuine question.
under the sun.
How are we getting this thing back
Mm.
without a crew?
You see? It's the magic.
I feel like we could siphon a small amount of the
And we
crew
could
from
take a
every
couple
other
of
ship.
crew from all the other ships.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah?
a couple of
Make a persuasion check to see how many they're willing to give you.
Okay.
Oramis, would you like some help?
With lots of help, I cast silvery barbs.
you gotta let him have one. You gotta let him have one every session, otherwise he gets antsy.
I do.
Excuse me, fellow
The
captains,
dog
I
that
need
doesn't
some
get
crew.
outside.
They give me all of their crew.
You get plenty of crew. Not only do you get plenty of crew, but plenty of their crew permanently join your crew. Not enough to fully sail the ship. You had 7 crew members in total. You now have 15. Total crew.
Was it only 6 after we made Caspian a captain?
Yes. Regardless, you now have 15 permanent crew members and 24 men and women to help you sail the ship back home.
Nice.
So 9 of the people that are with you will return to their ships. The rest of them think it's time to stay. So you make your way back. The rest of the day goes fairly calmly. You don't. It's a fairly calm day in terms of the winds and the things like that. And you're already sort of getting used to sailing a ship of this magnitude, this size. Obviously, your voice needs to carry a little bit more and things like that. And many of your crew are learning sort of how things work on this ship and how bigger ships sort of handle. You immediately get a lot of your crew to sort of sorting out, making sure things like the guns are working perfectly fine. Everything in cargo is secure and stored away, and things like that. All the quarters are clean and made ready. All the knots and all the ropes and everything are in perfect condition, so that you can make haste and make sail. And I'll drag you over to your ship without all the fucking clutter. So there you go. There's your ship. There's all of you. And in the rest of the day, you can have a nose around the ship to see what you would like. So like I said, there is this command room. Now as you walk into the command room, you notice that this time when you walk in, the big table that was in the middle of the room is like a big sort of perfectly circular table, about sort of 10 by 10 feet, is now on the floor. And it glimmers and glows with sigils sort of within it. And you recognize some of these sigils from when your friend cast a certain spell down in the Underdark to get you out.
Oh.
And as you enter the room, the table sort of spins slowly, almost like a sort of almost like a nail sort of slowly spinning back up. The light fades from these sigils back into just the table, and then it appears as a very large table that you can all sit at. Chairs around the side of the room, you can pull those in and drag those in. There are books galore for people to read through. A brief look sort of shows that they contain a lot of, like journals of old captains and old... what are you doing? And journals of old captains and other different things that you can read through. Bits of information they found, old books that they've decided to keep, things like that. Looking downstairs, so down below decks there is the weapons deck, obviously this having all the rest of your cannons. In total you have 48 cannons, I believe.
48?
48 cannons on your ship, which is a hefty old number. How
many cannonballs?
Many a cannonball. I'm not bothering tracking cannonballs. If we get into that, then it's just crazy. So I gotta look away. You also notice that below that are the sort of quarters. There's the crew's quarters, which are just like a lot of hammocks and a couple of beds around the side of the room. As well, and there is obviously the captain's quarters, and next to the captain's quarters there are 6 other rooms, 6 other sort of cabins. So you can each take one for yourself. Inside each one is a sort of single bed with a small desk to the side of the bed and a chest in the corner. Take one of those as your own, and as you open the door to a certain room, a small label. Or not label, but like a plaque almost appears magically on the door with your name upon it once you've selected a room. So you've got a room, got a chest to put some stuff in, got a desk to look some stuff up in and stuff. And in this desk, there's like a small sort of bookshelf and things like that. Simple bed, but decent. There's also the cook's quarters. There's all sorts of different stuff. There is, Felix, you notice down fairly below the ship, near sort of on one of the lower decks by the sort of jailers. Down by the jail on the other side of the ship, on the same sort of thing, split off by a sort of wall with these two open doors, is a small crafting station. So there's like planks of wood and things like that, and a decent place to get tinkering with certain bits. A sort of large crafting table with fairly basic implements to work with, easels and all sorts of stuff, a couple of saws and things like that. But it is a space where one could either make things like repairs for the ship and stuff like that, but also work on your own stuff in your own time. It is a very well-decked and pristine ship in its current state that you realise. By the time the first night draws in, you're all tired, you're thankful. Oramis, you're beginning to get used to this feeling a little bit, but it's still sort of making you a little bit uncomfortable. And the night draws in, and so does celebration. Party kicks off, much like the one you had a few nights before you actually went and met Hallowhand, but this time it is in full swing very, very quickly. People are half drunk before they've even got onto your ship, dancing, singing. This guy, the bard from one of the ships, comes back out and starts playing a lovely, very upbeat tune, and people try and join him with like drums and stuff tapping on the side of the sides of the ship and things like that, but it just doesn't work, and he tells them all to fuck off. After which a brief but decisive brawl happens, where you realise, wow, this bard can actually kick some ass.
Fortunately, with his guitar and then can't play anything.
It's less with his guitar and more with, you realise he does have some knowledge of some sort of basic bardic magics, but he uses them he uses things like minor illusion to sort of trick people, and uses simple sort of cantrips and stuff to confuse them before delivering quite devastating blows, knocking a lot of them sort of off the ship. But by this point, the ships have sort of stopped, so they've just sort of landed. People have landed in the water, and they're laughing about the fact that a skinny little bard kicked them and whooped their ass, essentially. But you do find that, yes, by the end of the night, he gets really into one specific piece that gets very, very fast paced and almost like sort of medieval rock, if that was ever a thing. And by the end of the song, he gets so into it that he flips his guitar around, smashes it on the side of the ship, and everyone's just sort of standing there like, there's a moment of quiet. Everyone's like, yeah! People just start picking up shit and smashing it everywhere. Luckily, this isn't on your ship. This is on someone else's. But it's fantastic. Nevertheless, some guy picks up a halfling accidentally and throws them off the ship. It's a whole thing. He's lost for a little while. You find him. It's fine. As things are settling down and you're going to bed for the night, actually, first of all, was there anything anyone wanted to do during the festivities of all of this?
Mazzy. Hey. Round two.
Go on then.
Alright, let's make this quick. You get together again, start arm wrestling. Both of you make athletics checks.
Oh yeah.
Right, 3.
Wait. Sorry. Right, you ready?
Yeah, 3,
2, 1.
Oh, what?
Oh!
You suck, sir.
Ooh.
JJ? Felix?
1 for... 1 for Mazzy. The arm wrestle isn't over yet. That is, you've won 1 out of 3 for this arm wrestle. So Mazzy 1, Griffin 0. Roll again. 3, 2, 1. Oh,
That's close.
1-1.
Oh, I got 22. Got beaten.
1-1
Close. Oh.
is best of 3, so next one wins.
All right. 3,
2,
1.
1.
Ah, he's just too good.
And with that, Mazzy still sort of fueled up from the battle, or maybe it's the fact that, you know, Griffin, you've been swinging your axe around all day. Either or, your arm gives out. Mazzy slams it down on the table, victorious. Many orcs start coming over and like physically lift you up. Mazzy, like over there, has like strong arm, strong arm, strong arm. Which is a weird name, but whatever. You'll take it. Not very inventive either, but whatever. Anyone else doing anything during the festivities or anything of the evening, or we have to skip forward? Happy to skip forward.
Mm-hmm.
So as the night draws to a close, you're all a little wavy, a little drunk, but something creeps into your mind, Griffin, as you're sat there, preparing yourself to sort of
shit again. Oh.
preparing yourself to sort of head back to bed. Yeah, you're thinking like, oh my god, how the fuck did I lose this guy again? And a thought echoes in your mind. It is warming. It is calming for a brief minute. And though there is no words spoken to you, you get a solemn feeling that you need to speak to Oramis. You need to give him your axe. Briefly.
I was going to
Briefly. You figure you'll get it back one way or another, but
Your skull.
you feel like Tyr wants you to do something. Tyr wants you to bring your axe to Oramis so that he might speak with him through this holy weapon.
Is it late when I get this?
It is very late. This is like gone midnight now.
Okay, I'll do it in the morning.
Yeah.
You're just gonna pry off your god.
Yeah,
like
get a message from God, and I'm just like, I'm knackered. I've had a day.
Listen, I'll do it when I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's just a thing. Obviously, if you don't do it, that might have its incursions, but you can sense this in your mind. So, if you were just going to straight up not do it, you feel like Tyr might be aware of that.
Um,
I've
never intention of doing it. I'm just been knackered.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't know you could put a god to answer phone, but you know.
So you'll head to bed for the evening. A quiet night's rest in these rather comfortable beds. A lot more comfortable than sleeping on the Dragon's Revenge, which didn't really have beds. You were just sort of on the floor in some hay. But now, it's beds. It's quite nice. Very comfortable. You're able to like properly take off your armor, soothe and relax your aching bones. And in the morning, you all reawaken. Nothing really happens overnight. You can all regain spell slots and have all the effects of a long rest. All that good stuff. Yes, Oramis, I forgot to mention, I've put some stuff about your curse on your character sheet. You can divulge as much of that as you would like, or not as much as you would like. Either or. So you can have a read through that if you would like. It is now the morning. Yeah. It's now the morning. You can pull Oramis aside.
Look, this is very awkward for me. Just give me a moment. And I'm just gonna give him my axe. I'm just gonna thrust it at him.
Yeah, not even looking at him. It's very awkward.
Take it. Just take it.
Can I misinterpret this as this is a gift, like a peace offering? Like, thank you so much. This is such an honour.
Have you taken it?
Yeah.
No, I want it back.
I
want it back, but you just need it for the moment.
There's a call for you, Aramis.
Hello.
Yeah, I think he's here. Let me just check if he's available. Yeah, I want it back, but I think you need it for the moment. I got a feeling.
I feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to imagine it'd be so ominous if you're just there holding it like nothing's happening.
Yeah,
Anything happen?
you sort of hold it for the minute. You head to a sort of quiet, secluded place. Study the axe for a little while. The craftsmanship on it is rather magnificent, and you can feel as big and sort of not heavy, but as weighty as it should be. Obviously, there is a magical element to it, making it a little bit lighter, a little sharper, a little more devastating. As you look at the blade, you can only remember how that felt way back when. But as you're looking at it, you suddenly feel something gnawing at the back of your mind, and your mind is almost flooded with images, with imagery of lots and lots of different things, and it's not really anything speaking to you, but you feel as though a message has been sent. There are images of you and your wife, lots of images of you and your wife, both standing on your ship, staring out to the open ocean. There are images of this ship and Hallowhand and the battle that you had. There are images of you fighting for not just against Hallowhand, but against all manner of other things that you've done, and images of Captain Alfson and this ship and its curse. And finally it ends with an image of you and your wife stood at the sort of bow of your ship, and you remember the day well. The day you asked her to marry you, and you open your mouth. The words didn't quite come out immediately. And it's that sort of frozen moment where you're about to say something, but nothing has been said as of yet. And you get this overwhelming feeling that Tyr is giving you a chance to... He's almost rewarding you, essentially, by giving you a chance to say your final goodbyes to your wife, Celestia. Though you will not hear a call back, you can at the very least say something to her to almost soothe her soul, as it were. Say your final goodbyes and things like that.
Okay.
Though you don't necessarily have to, I'm not saying come up with something profound right now. Don't have to say anything at all. If you don't like that, can just trust that Oramis says something. You can paraphrase something. I don't care. Yeah. Just a rather.
That's very nice. I shan't RP that bit. I'll leave it all to your imaginations what he'll say.
That's fair.
That's very nice, very touching.
But yeah, and with the words said, sat there, you get up, and then suddenly there is a very strong image in your mind of Griffin holding the axe. But it's the memory of Griffin holding the axe when he was about to whack you in the face. So you probably think, oh shit, I should probably give this back now.
Before I do, can I just spend a couple of minutes just waving it around like a kid would do with a stick, pretending it's a lightsaber?
Fuck yeah, used to this kind of
it's
thing.
my turn with the axe. Oramis.
But yes, eventually you can give it back, if and whenever. If and whenever, who knows?
Struggle to stop Griffin taking it back.
Yes.
While you're waving it around, you just suddenly get held personed, and it's just there, and I just kind of pluck it out of your hand.
I like the way that I think, he's got heavy. Oramis thinks I've got heavy armor on. I could just swim away from him, and I jump overboard. But as I do, just hold person, catch me midair as I'm like.
Plunk. Nice. So what is everyone else doing? We don't have to go through this whole thing. You are still a somewhat fleet. There are 4 ships fairly close-knit together. No one's going to try and take you guys on. So the journey will just go by. what are people trying to do on the journey back home?
Magic staff.
Magic staff, yes. Are you casting Identify, I'm assuming, on the magic staff? Excellent. Excellent, I hoped you would. So, this magic staff, as you cast Identify over it, feeling the sort of essence within it, there's something very interesting and almost exciting about it as you're sort of going through, and something in your mind just clicks. There's something draconic about this staff. Very draconic, in fact, but as far as you're aware, there's no dragons of the sea. Like, you may have heard, like, I don't know, some dragons might, have lived near the sea at some point, I don't know, but there's no, like, sea dragon, like ocean dragon. And yet, here you are, holding this thing, and that's the very strong feeling that you're getting. And with Identify, you can tell that this thing needs to be attuned to be able to use its powers, otherwise it is simply a +1 staff that you can swing around and whack around and hit things with, should you like. It is a beautiful, long, fairly simple looking, but towards the very sort of top of it, to identify it as the top, there is this almost sort of tentacle-like pattern that swirls round the sort of top, and then beneath that is almost like waves swirling with the tentacles, just sort of below that, identifying sort of which side is the top and which side's the bottom. That's basically all it is to this lovely metal staff. And in terms of stuff it can do, so this staff works on a charge basis. It's called the Staff of the Tempest, and it has 5 charges. These charges recharge each day. I'm about to say charge a bunch of times. I'm very sorry. So with 1 charge, you can cast Thunderwave, or create and destroy water. With 2 charges, you can cast Warding Wind, or Lightning Bolt. With 3 charges, you can cast Storm Sphere, or Control Water. And with 5 charges, you can cast Chain Lightning, or Control Weather. Like I said, all these things recharge at the end of the day, and you also feel another sense that there is almost like a last hurrah for this staff. You can cast Destructive Wave with this staff, but upon doing so, it destroys the staff in its entirety, with this almost tsunami-like wave of desolation that is pulled forth from the staff itself. And that's pretty much it. That is the Staff of the Tempest, folk.
All these things, I'm assuming they are at their base level.
At their base level, yes. Because you attune to it, they go by your spell save DC. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, it doesn't expend spell slots. It goes by this charge system. To keep an eye on that. And to attune to it, you must sit with it, with the sort of octopus watery end in the water, for 1 hour.
Okay.
Just a weird little thing you got to do. But yeah, it can be in any form of water, as long as you get the sense, as long as that end is fully submerged in water. So the sort of engraving is fully submerged in water.
So I could do it in a bucket.
You could do it in a bucket, yes.
Okay, file that one away for later.
This mighty staff that you have, and you're attuning to it by sticking it in a little wooden bucket.
Hey, it was good enough for Davy Jones in...
Just find a puddle on the side of the road.
Just sort of drop it in, put the end in. Sort of really murky water.
Lads, we're camping here. Why? Puddle.
The sun comes out and things start to dry, and I'm like, looking at my watch. No! Rain, damn it.
Is there anything else anyone else is doing on the 2 days journey you have back to the Shattered Coast?
Won't roleplay it, but I'd probably talk to Mazzy about like where the dragon priests are and stuff, and just try and get that sort of information out of him, because we know roughly where the orbs went, don't we?
Yes. So from Mazzy, obviously, yeah, you can share the information that the orbs went. One went very far north. One went slightly sort of southwest. from the position you were in. One went west, which is purple, and you guys feel like you dealt with that with Lolth. And one went further west, like beyond the mountains.
Do you mean east?
I was gonna say,
East, even. Yes, east. That's it, east.
Oh,
I
east
get
and
those
further
confused.
east?
East and further east,
Oh, so we were quite close to the one being near Hawksmoor.
potentially.
Oh shit.
No.
However, it now has been nearly 2 weeks since the orbs went out, so
Is that it? Is that it? Oh!
it has been. Yeah,
2 weeks
unfortunately, that has been
When you
it.
think about how long we're actually in the Underdark, it's probably what, 3 days?
You were in the Underdark for about 5 days.
Yeah.
So
An
you,
eternity. An
you,
eternity.
That was
by the time, no, actually, I think it's about 3 weeks. Sorry, my bad. Because you did the tower, asleep for 2 days, doing the battle royale, and then you went, and 2 days before you actually went into the Underdark, which ended up being a week. 5 days in the Underdark. That's 9 days, plus a day in the capital, 10 days. Plus a day or 2 days walking to where you met those two, 12, plus a week. Once you get back, it'll be a week since you met those guys. So that's 18 days. It's been 18 days since all that stuff. Theoretically, it's only been about 4 weeks since the Battle of Northgard ended. It's been about a month.
Guys, I think I need a break. I need a bit of a holiday.
Yeah, I think a holiday's a
travels
good idea.
quick.
You've got a nice boat.
Yeah.
Want to go on a cruise?
Let's go.
Yeah.
I
So
can
yeah.
guarantee, if you give me an hour, I can guarantee the weather's good.
Yeah. So it has been a very, very short period of time that all of this stuff has happened, and yeah, as you're sort of going back, and it is this feeling of like, as you're traveling back, it's like, okay, we can travel back, and we're going as fast as we can, but like we don't physically think we can go any faster, so we might as well think about it, but relax a little bit. And there is, some of you might take a moment to just sort of take a deep breath, finally get some respite, knowing that you don't know what you're coming up against next, but you do know that there's nothing you can do about it right now, so you might as well just calm yourselves. You're all aching from yesterday. Oramis particularly, fighting Hallowhand and stuff like that, particularly grueling stuff. So it'll take these couple of days to
I'm just
relax, keep calm.
finding octopus slime in everything. I've had 3 showers and
Showers on a ship.
Yeah, this frigate comes with a shower, jacuzzi, the whole nine.
System where you crank a handle in, it like lowers buckets into the sea and like tips them out, and then they're like into a tank.
It just constantly goes like that.
Yeah,
like,
you do have to spend your entire shower like cranking this handle. So.
And you're just sweating to the amount of effort that you're putting through all of this.
Raising like 10 buckets at a time.
When I was in boarding school, our showers were not that bad, but you had to press a button. You had to press a button, and it would give you 5 seconds of water. So you just had to keep pressing this button every 5 seconds to keep the water coming.
Swimming pool shower.
Yeah, exactly. That was swimming
Just
pool
lean up
showers.
against it.
That's a lot. No, because the thing is, they were really crap as well, and you couldn't change the angle of them. So if it was like a really drippy shower, then yeah, you could just lean up against it. But if it was like a proper powerful one,
You were out of
you
it.
couldn't, because it was right in front of you. So you had to stand there looking all edgy while you were like had your one arm out, like
Like you're in some anime opening trailer.
yeah, literally. But there we go. So my laptop's nearly dead.
Oramis.
Are we going
Yes.
back to the Shattered Coast, or is this like the transfer point between these characters and the Northern characters?
Well, that would be up to you, but you did say you were going to go back to the Shattered Coast, and that's where the rest of the people are going. So you can go back to the Shattered Coast if you would
I mean,
like.
are we doing that? I think that's what we're doing.
Oh,
are we actually going to play that out, or are we going
Yes. If you go back to the
point?
Shattered Coast, we will play it out a little bit before we then switch. I'm thinking we do that really quick before the break, and then after the break we come back and new characters.
Cool.
Alright,
So,
can I borrow your hidden blade and take some sketches of it, please?
I want it back. But you can have it.
It's like a whole thing. You have Griffin's axe and I'll borrow this.
The question is, where's he going to go with it? Really? Where has he got to go with it?
I just want to make sure it's very special to me.
That's fair. After a couple of days of travelling on the ocean, the weather is clearing up, and you feel the first... They're still cold winds, but the slightly warmer winds of the seasons beginning to change in Ambyr. Thank the Lord of Lords. And you do notice that, like, you know, nights are ever so slightly a little bit longer. It would be Palor. Yay, look at that. Someone's been listening. Sky is sunny for like a couple of days in a row while you're getting back, and it is a very sort of satisfying feeling of sailing with such speed through the water as you do with this frigate, and with such like power, like ships turn away from you, and as you're getting back into the shore, like not many people have such a large ship as this that aren't in like the military or things like that, so people are like keeping their distance. You make it back to the Shattered Coast, dock up, and people are there. They seem to know you were coming. You can imagine like scouts and things looking out. But as you get back to the docks, people are cheering. A small crowd has amassed around the ship, cheering and waving and laughing. People are crowding around all the ships, pretty much, welcoming their relatives and families home. It's a very, very joyous occasion. Very few decorations, but pretty poor decorations have been put up. And you can see, like, some of them are sort of half there, some of them are stolen, whatever. People are back. There's one sign which says, "Welcome back, cheating bastards." There's another sign, "Welcome back, cheating revenge." Another sign, "Welcome back, cheating dragon." It's all very confusing, but people are really sticking with this cheating theme. You got no idea why. You all seem like good people. A few people do finally have the sign right, though, but unfortunately, maybe.
How rude.
But a few people do seem to have the sign right, but unfortunately that's not the ship that you are now, so it's a little bit offhanded, but whatever. As you exit the ship, Hakada is sort of stood there awaiting. "Oh, I heard you were coming back." "Well done, lad. Well done." And he reaches up his sort of short old orc hands, sort of hunched over. "Well in, lad." Goes to sort of shake your hand, try to grab it out of your pocket, whatever. Starts shaking it very violently. "So, about me debt. All good, yeah? All squared away. Hallowhand's dead. All good." He doesn't click. He can't click. Arthritis. He's old, man. This guy's old.
I'm just gonna yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's done. I was gonna go something like that.
Oh, and he walks out with a little bit of a spring sweat. "Oh, old Hakada's always got something up his sleeve, hasn't he? I knew I kept you around for a reason, Oramis."
You didn't keep me around at all.
"Oh, let's not forget about that part, mate. Let's not forget about that part. Oh, put her here," and he tries to shake your hand again. "Proud of you, lad. I knew you'd amount to something. Always knew, see, always knew. I just knew that, you know, under my tutor, a bird's got to be set free from the nest at some point, Oramis. Realising he's getting more South London every time I portray, you know. But there we are. Proud of you, lad. If there's anything old Hakada can do for you and your magnificent new vessel, vengeance, rather punchy to the point, yeah. Don't be afraid to give me a shout. Don't be afraid to give me. Don't forget about me. He tries to sort of slip in a sort of old man thing, but you just sort of scorn down back at him. Anyway, I've got a pub to run and a few other bits and bobs to get on with. Take care of yourself, lad, and rest of you, take care of him. Might be a bit of a dimwit at times. Well, that's why you got to take care of him, really. See you later, lads. Have a good one, and cheers for the it. That's 500 gold in my pocket. Walks off, all giddy and happy.
You don't have to take my advice, Oramis, but I would not let that geezer anywhere near your ship.
He is not coming within 200 yards of this ship ever again.
You sort of join the revelry. People are handing you drinks. People are sort of cheering and asking, "Oh my god, what happened?" Like, beginning to sort of rumor as to how you might have taken him down. Before quickly the mood changes as a lad runs in. He's fairly young, clearly some kind of messenger boy, getting paid in pennies for this. But he runs in and says, I was sent by the admiral. He said you'd be back. He wants to see you, and he's pissed. Someone's here for you, or him, or something. I don't know. He just wants to see you. All right. He also said you'd pay me a few pieces for telling you this.
I like this admiral.
I will give him roll d20. I'll give him 6 copper.
You said you lot paid in gold.
You're a cheeky little bastard, aren't you?
And from the Shattered Coast, it's sort of part of the bargain, really.
See you later.
Do you still give him the 6 copper?
I'll give you.
I give him the 6
1
copper.
gold if you can tell us exactly who is at this meeting.
Oh, I don't know. I'm 15 years old. You really think they're going to let me into that bloody tower?
Well, let that be a lesson to you. Do your research.
Do it.
Always do your homework. Just like old Oramis.
Whatever. Fucking hell. That
Did
nearly worked.
the kid get any money? Has anyone given the kid?
He got 6 copper.
Oh, okay. You still gave him the 6 copper. Okay. He
Yeah,
walks off
I like his attitude.
sort of skips off and walks off, and it's at that point you realise maybe the guy didn't ask for 6 copper. Whatever. It's 6 copper. You walk on.
Mate, I've got over 5,000 gold. I don't care about 6 copper.
Yeah. So
And
you
don't
head
pay
off.
miles for more.
So you head off very quickly back to the Admiral's Tower, and as you're going through, one last time, can you make a survival or an intelligence check to get back there quickly among the maze of bridges, of walkways and waterways? Oh, quick as attack. Well, I mean, if 2 of you roll extremely poorly, and there are ones
Guys,
involved,
don't let me
then
down.
maybe
Don't let me down.
Sorry, do you say intelligence or survival?
intelligence or survival. Yeah, you guys are fine. You get back in pretty good stead. Mazzy being one person, sort of Mazzy and Felix actually like remembering to sort of keep track of where they were going the last time. Yeah.
And finally, someone's working with me.
Yeah, finally Mazzy's been like, yeah, maybe we should learn our way around this town. This
I'm
is really
working it
confusing.
out. I'm clocking
Yeah,
left, right, there. Got it.
He's finally clocking it. It's like a puzzle.
Doesn't mean I'll remember it next time. I'm rolling that one.
You make it back to the Admiral's Tower, wherein you see the Admiral pacing back and forth the main tower. There is no one else to be seen in this tower, and there is a lot of security outside. You're ushered in very, very quickly. People in the streets were heralding your success and your welcome back, but as soon as you are within eyesight of the tower, a couple of guys, bruiser-looking types, sort of like, you're here for the Admiral, right? You got to come quick. He wants you quicker than quick. What's quicker than quick? Fast? Yeah, fast. He wants you in there fast.
Muy rápido.
Scurry on inside, wherein the Admiral stands, pistol in his hands, walking backwards and forwards. And as you enter, the large doors sort of yawn open, creak open, shut behind you. Oh, thank the gods you are all alive. My word. Everything good? Hallowhand dead? Yes, of course. Thankful. We'll do all this later. Someone is here for you. and he's well, come with me. He takes you out of the tower, and with a decent-sized guard, you walk through the streets. And as you're walking through the streets, you begin hearing the sound of someone shouting very loudly, almost prophetically, speaking to a crowd. For he is the Black Prophet, the Messiah of darkness and ruin. He will protect us in the great shadow of his wing, and with him by our side, the great mother shall birth the world anew. Under his wings we are not afraid, my dear people, for he has given us strength, and washes away our sins and weakness with his mighty breath. He will ready us for the new world, our new pantheon, our new beginning. And he shouts, and people are looking at him, and some of the crowd is looking at him like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Well, what the fuck is he on about? Most of the crowd are looking at him like, oh, fucking hell, mate, get off the stage. There's not even a stage. He's stood up there where there is meant to be like a gallows. And as you guys enter this quite large group of people, I want to make a perception check.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh,
What do your elf eyes see?
not much.
Not as much as me.
Not as much as you.
Not
Or
as
Oramis.
much as me.
So Mazzy,
My
you're
eyes
sort
look in the other
of...
direction.
That's three of us, yeah. Three of us looking one way, and Mazzy's.
You guys are looking one way, and then Mazzy realizes, shit, that girl's in this crowd.
What's her name?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good question. I should know this.
Good question,
Barmaid
Mazzy.
number three.
What is her name, Matt?
Matt,
God.
Matt, take a whole year to think of it, okay?
Matt, would you like me to kill her so you can have some character development? I'll do it. I'll do it for free.
It's
I
just
got
murder.
smite
That's worse than everything I've done. Letting a baby go in underwater, or just accidentally hitting some guy in the streets with an arrow.
Oh.
No, that's a lot worse. Yeah,
Oh,
actually going out
Jesus.
to murders.
Someone fucking write that down. Do you want me to kill us? You can have some character development. Anyway,
Uh,
so you guys approach, and Griffin, you might have told the guys about the guy that you
relayed
saw
everything, yeah.
Thenon, yes, and you relayed about his sort of scarred and mutilated hands. And looking up, you can see this guy has the same. He stands there with these hands, and he's constantly trying to show them off in an almost prophetic manner. And you can see he wears these long sort of robes. They're greyish white. You can assume that the robes don't really matter, the colour or look of them. But painted in red, very poorly, but it's still recognisable on the front, is a circle. Within that circle are 5 dragon heads, turning almost like a flower on each of them. He stands there looking up, again prophetically sort of shouting and screaming. And he clocks all of you coming in, and he almost matches eyes with some of you, especially you, Oramis, and he sees Mazzy, and he looks down. Ah, the fates have favoured me. The Guardians, ladies and gentlemen, Ambyr's mightiest warriors, yada-da-da-da. We, my people, have all been asked to bring you a message, dear Guardians. A message from the Black Prophet himself. He says that you have all gone down a dark path of sacrilege and failed to see her guiding, radiant ways. So he wishes, merciful and wise as our Black Prophet is, to enlighten you, to enrich you, to correct your path, as he has done for so many of us. With his breath, you will be baptized in her radiance, and you shall be born anew. However, should you choose the path of blasphemy, you will be forced to act as swift and merciless as his plague. He will bring ruin to those you love, and when the new world comes, your names will be nothing but slander. This he promises you. This he promises to any who would defy the new queen of the world, Tiamat. And as he says the words Tiamat, he clenches his fists, and his entire form, all of him, just begins to dissipate into acid. This acid, sort of like, he clenches his fist, his whole arm, his arms, his head, everything just turns to liquid acid, and this acid is particularly potent. It pools on the, it begins to sort of pool on the gallows that you're standing by, and then it sinks and burns through it, lands on the floor, and pools on the floor, and there is silence. The only sound is a few dozen people turning and looking directly at all of you. The Admiral turns, pistol in his hands. So, that was that. What the fuck is going on? And that's where we can take a break.
Cool.
get into this. Yes, Clarkson.
Very good, very nice.
Is that not what Nevada sounds like?
Oh, we're going to start and Ben's just frozen.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Or he's deep in thought.
He's posing.
God?
That was right.
Oh,
Oh,
That was very awkward. God froze for a moment there. God had a bit of a brain freeze. Yep, brain freeze. That's what caused the Ice Age, basically.
Not even God gets good Wi-Fi these days. See, Matt, it's not just you.
God!
yes.
I'm fucking changing provider. This is shit. Oh god. Anyway,
hamsters need to run faster.
Anyway, are we streaming yet? Are we going?
Yeah, we have been.
Yay! Oh, sweet. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. It's time. Da-da-da. Be in the north. Congratulations, you're on the north. Let
What,
me.
the North?
The north. Yes. So, if you would all do me the great pleasure of casting your minds back a very long time now, actually a really long time, to back when you had just conquered Northgard again. That's where we're going back to, folks. Briefly. So, you had all just conquered Northgard. The Guardians have just set off on their boat that definitely wasn't stolen. And you all stood there. Daviak went to see them off. Maybe some of you guys went to see them off as well, but nothing really came of it. Daviak returns to all of you. Pretty tired looking. He sort of looks like that guy, like a guy who's just, he's been working at something for so long, for so hard. Obviously, he's been the general. This war has been in charge of making sure they reclaim the city. And now it's just like all the sleepless nights and everything have sort of suddenly caught up to him, and he's sort of stumbling over to you. He's like, oh, well. Oh, thank God the talking one's gone. I'm joking, of course. Don't tell him I said that.
Nevado nods silently.
Well, that was fun. Hey, reclaiming a city and all that. Sorry, I'm shit at small talk. I think there's some thing happening later. I'm gonna go and catch up on some sleep. I just wanted to say, I know most of you are here on payroll, and obviously you're all getting paid for this. Just go over, speak to Captain Lathanen. I think they'll sort out your pay. I just wanted to say thanks. You guys are not paid enough for what you've done for this city, and I know a lot of you aren't even from here, so this is quite incredible what we've managed to achieve here. Given everything that's going on down south, I don't even want to start on any of that, but yeah, at least we've got things up there sorted.
It'll take like 6 months to get through all of that.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, I don't even know how people are going to handle it. I'm praying to God I don't get sent down there, but maybe I will. I mean, people are saying there was some kind of like tower. Like, I think some people came up here and said that there was some tower and it was spawning shit. I don't know. I'm sure.
I have a feeling it'll all be fine.
I know my brother and his friends said that they were on it, so
He does sound pretty legendary.
Can't hit a goblin though when you need to.
I wasn't that impressed with him.
Is that how Nevada speaks? I mean,
it is for
Rest
now.
of these sessions, you're going to be like, oh, we're doing 10 sessions with these characters.
My other option
The
is
skills of the ladies, they were all right there.
Yeah, I mean they're a troop. They are certainly an interesting bunch, but I don't know. I think give them the benefit of the doubt. I guess they've seen some stuff and been through some stuff, and
Well, I've said before, what could possibly go wrong?
Exactly. Thank you, Mittens. And with that, I'm going to go to sleep. You guys are take the day off. Jesus. Who's that guy?
Who's that?
I'm gonna sleep. And Daviak wanders off to bed.
Yeah, I get no sleep as there is a rousing bagpipe performance for the rest of the day.
The next few days pass fairly quickly. However, there is one thing that happens on one day. So you guys are mainly sort of ordered by the other captains, and at one point Daviak to just sort of like not official sort of business, but keep watch on the city walls. Sometimes it's helping people reinforce the walls. Sometimes it's helping people just put their lives back together. Often. There's a lot of work to be done. If you remember, Northgard was basically turned into a huge orcish fortress, stripped of any life and living anyone really had there. Everything was rubble and ruined and everything like that, all taken down to fuel Grumpsh's army, essentially. And a couple of days go by, and after a few days, it's sort of mid-morning, everyone's milling about some stuff, and you suddenly see people all looking to the sky, and it's a little confusing as to why, until you begin to see this red light shining sort of through the sky and black smoke trailing behind, coming from the south. A little freaky, a little weird, but none of you guys are commanded to do anything about it, so by the by. The next day approaches, and Daviak approaches you all in that on that morning, as you're all sat down, sort of eating breakfast, getting your gear on and stuff. Lads, I just kind of saying goodbye. I'm off. All this war and everything, it's was made me realize that I think the last time I saw my mum was fucking God, over a year ago, and the last time I don't know, I had a beer was probably longer than that. I'm taking a little while of leave. I should be back in about a week, maybe two, depending on travel and things like that. But I do come with glad tidings, and he pulls from behind him a sort of small chest on a little sort of tray with wheels sort of thing. Pulls it over, opens up the chest, and within it are 4 bags of oh so shiny gold coins. You can all add 1,000 gold pieces to these characters.
Oh my god!
As you are all paid for your year's service.
Kind of need that because I've only got 10 gold.
You've got 10 gold.
I've only got 10 silver.
You've got 5 copper.
You're the bard. You're the only one that can earn money.
Well, it's
Can I say,
kind
we
of
have
difficult
a perfect
because all these
gift moment
soldiers are
there.
fucking poor because apparently they only get paid once a year.
You guys
Just
would have
gotta
been
manage your
paid
money.
you guys would have been paid odds and ends and stuff to get you by, but generally, like, you remained in the camp. Everything was provided for you. You didn't need money. On the odd time, you would go out to a village and stuff. You were given like a small wage to go out and spend on
Now here's your
some
allowance.
things. Yeah, a little bit like an allowance sort of thing. But, you know, this was
spending
like, you've been in a
dollars.
war for the past year, you know? There wasn't a lot of time to go boots shopping. It was a little bit ridiculous.
Although you can be sure that Giri has tried. He's looking for that pair with the right heel and combat capabilities.
Oh, I'm gonna smash your fucking face in the next chance I get.
I mean, like 5-foot Giri can't possibly reach my face.
I think I made her 6 foot.
Oh, okay.
I think she is 6 foot.
She's
She is
big,
like...
because she's got 20 strength, so she's a tough lady.
This is like Abby from The Last of Us 2 kind of woman. I think I remember you
regret
saying.
everything
I don't
said.
remember. But
How tall's Mittens? Quite big, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Mittens is like 6.5 feet, 7 feet, something like that. Like Leonin are like canonically huge
Tall.
anyway.
how tall's Balzanor? I think he's about 7 foot.
So
I think
all
in this party.
I think
I'm
Nevado's
5'11".
I'm 7 foot. Yeah, I'm 7 foot.
yeah, he's 7 foot, and also his horns come up even higher than that.
Oh, yeah.
So this guy's fucking
Glow in the
huge.
dark horns. Yes.
I'm going to call Nevado 5 foot.
5 foot 8?
Yeah.
This is a weird group. I've just picked
This
it
is-
for the first time properly. This is a weird group.
That's all I've been doing all week is picturing this group in my head, and it brings me so much joy because this is what happens when people have been playing D&D for so long with just like their like regular characters. They just go wacky and wild, and I fucking love it. And I really want to draw these guys just as this random ass group.
Well, did I mention that Nevado's actually a turtle?
Yeah, Leonin are typically over 6 feet, with some standing over 7 feet. So not quite as tall as Balzanor.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, how cool would you think my horns
with
make
a
me?
head that's like this big and then fur. I imagine I'm probably similar
Very
height just because of the
intimidating,
mane, but it's like
Yeah,
all
probably.
hair. It's all hair.
Yeah. So Daviak obviously gives you your gold. I apologise this a little bit late in advance, and I fought to try and get you better pay for everything you've done, but unfortunately not. But also, I am hereby commanding you all to take a goddamn fucking break. Like I said, you guys have done a lot for this place, and I think out of everyone, I mean, the guys who laid siege on a orcish war camp, I think probably deserve a bit of a break, so until our return, you're all on leave. Unfortunately, most of you aren't from here, so you can probably just sleep here, but I don't know, White Parish is a day and a half ride away, Ebonmouth's a couple of days away,
Captain,
maybe have a look around.
do you have word on what the object was in the sky?
Oh, I don't know, some wizard pun,
You saw
some
that too. I thought I'd just
thing.
in the sun too long.
It was very quick. It went by very quick, but there was definitely something.
Apparently it was
too long.
it was that.
But I put in my bagpipes is no concern of yours, Nevado. Unless you're growing it, in which case I'll buy some.
It was that that sorcerer in the elven capital, White Parish. They have their sort of head of magic as a sorcerer. He often experiments with all sorts of stuff. Apparently, one of his experiments went wrong. Well, not necessarily wrong, but misguided somewhat. Trying to make some new orb, some spell, some magic or some crap. I don't know. I don't really know a lot about that sort of stuff, but there we go. Yeah, keep an eye out, I guess. I mean, who knows? But I'm thinking things should be fairly quiet around here for a while, so take a goddamn break. Get yourselves down somewhere, buy something. I mean, you've got some gold now, I guess. Yeah. When I'm back, we'll get to sorting out the rest of the defenses for this place. We still have that wall that we're constructing. I've already sent word to Hawksmoor about dwarves to be sent up. Some of them are already on their way. Dwarves and any mercenaries and any builders or anyone they can to come up, as we're, like I said, making a wall from Northgard straight east, essentially cutting off the north from the
Daviak
south. Yes, basically. Well, so that nothing like this ever happens again. Northgard we were naive to think that in all those wilds nothing was going to decide they didn't want to be up there anymore. So yeah. Anyway, before I go, just wanted to say thank you to all of you. I mean, Mittens, you've helped calm the men, surprisingly, with your Well, I mean, there's only so much calming bagpipes can really do, but I mean, you're pretty good at the joke now and then, and I mean, seeing a big lion guy walk around with bagpipes, I think, is as soothing as anything really can be. Balzanor, thank you for... I think the best way to describe it is maybe scaring the men into obedience. People are terrified of you, man. Nevado, thank you for reminding people that they're not just fighting for themselves, but for the land. And Giri, thank you for showing the people what a soldier looks like, I guess. Thank you all. And, well, I guess I'll see you guys in a week. My mum makes some excellent cookies. I'll make sure to bring some back for you all. Walks off. You can see him get on this animal. And like I've said to you guys before, so you guys would know that in the past few months, past quite a while actually, about sort of 6 months, what's his name? Daviak has become not religious, but he has taken an oath to protect, essentially. He has taken an oath under the god Talos. Talos being the god of sort of peace and protection. He is said to be one of the sort of main warriors in in the god of war Mars's army. He's almost like Mars's sort of he's the brains, Mars is the brawn sort of thing in terms of war. He's the one who sort of calms them down. Not everything has to be violence and everything like that, but also protecting anything. It can be people pray to him for protecting the one they love, protecting their land, protecting God knows what. And he's taken a paladin oath under that. And with his paladin powers, you've known him to be able to summon a friendly steed, and he summons this beautiful elk, this sort of fairly dark furred elk with these quite light antlers, and he hops on the back of it, gives you all a quick sort of salute, says, I'll see you guys in a week, have fun, won't you? Think you all deserve it. And with that, with a pack sort of on his side, sword at his side as well, shield on his back and armor sort of strapped up in a small set of netting that's just to the side on his elk, kicks its reins, rides off south. You guys have 5 days of freedom. Well, about a week of freedom. What would your characters like to do with that time? Like I've said, there are often shuttles down to White Parish or over to Greywater. Both of these roads are protected, so we won't have to go through any travel or anything like that. Obviously, everything to Northgard is protected by a heavy set of sort of military guard by now. So if you wanted to head down there, obviously you can. You can do things in and about Northgard. There are plenty of jobs to be done. There's building to do and people to help and all that sort of stuff going on about. What would you guys like to do?
I don't know if Gary would necessarily want to go, but I quite like the idea of going to White Parish. It sounds an interesting place. We've been to Greywater, haven't we? We stopped over there.
Your other characters have been to Greywater. Yes,
yeah, we did some
fishing. You did some fishing for a very brief time. So yeah, you can go there. You can go there if you want. You can go wherever you'd like, really.
And a lot of us are. Are we all from Titan?
I certainly know that. Obviously, so Giri, Balzanor, and Mittens are. Nevado, I don't think we ever really got a read on where you were from.
It's very mysterious.
I thought he was from Titan because that was the reason he could turn into a T-Rex.
Yeah, I think that's.
You've seen it in Titan.
There we go. So
at least I've seen it in Titan. I may not necessarily be from Titan.
That's fair, yeah.
Well, there we are.
It's a White Parish for a little day out.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give up on the voice. Kind of takes away from the brooding.
The brooding druid. Yeah. So.
I have vengeance.
Later on that day, you guys, get some packs ready. You all have sort of basic things like bedrolls and stuff. If you want to sleep anywhere, you're gonna have to sleep overnight on the roads, but there's plenty of different stuff there. you guys are somewhat heroes around the soldiers now, actually. So many soldiers sort of offer, and there is sort of like shuttles of carts and things like that to go to and from places. So it's easy enough to, like, a couple of soldiers are already going to White Parish. You notice a couple of elven soldiers are already going. These sort of two twins, they're already getting in a cart. They offer you guys to come in if you would like. And as you guys are sort of stepping onto this cart, you notice, like, sort of Giri steps on and it lowers a little bit because of her armor. Nevada steps on and it doesn't really lower that much. And then Mitten steps on and he's pretty tall, you know. Pretty tall, and he's a lion man. Yeah, he's light of foot, so, you know, steps on. And then Balzanor steps on, and literally, like, you can just hear the cart creak under the weight of this fucking Minotaur. As he steps on, sits down, and you can all head off. The journey is fairly pleasant. The sort of rain and winds picking up a little bit towards the end of this day, and you're able to camp out for the night. Next morning, head on down to White Parish over the road. Takes you about sort of a day to get most of the way, just to sort of this corner here, and you manage to camp out at night, where a lot of soldiers seem to camp sort of on the way there to a rather beautiful cliffside. We can see this lovely view of sort of ocean horizon. Very, very lovely to sort of fall asleep to, though as far as you guys are aware, some of you have seen better from where you're from or in different areas. Get back up the next day. It's fairly frosty this morning, pretty cold, but you make it over to White Parish nonetheless. As you approach the city, you can see its gleaming sort of white walls with these large sort of engravings and detailing over the walls, as if like they don't really care the fact that the entire point of the walls of the city are to be bombarded and destroyed. You know, they don't care. They engrave them anyway, and there are a lot of nicks and scratches and bits where some of the engraving is faded due to weathering or whatever. There are two main gates to White Parish. So there is the northern gate and the southern gate. Obviously, you guys heading through the northern one as you head in, and people are immediately curious. You guys are more of a soldier's folktale at the minute. You're not like, you know, super famous for doing all this stuff. I mean, people have heard of the you know, whatever you guys are, you know, the Guardians, but whatever the hell you guys are, the group that helped in the north. They've heard of the Minotaur that does all this stuff, but people thought that was like a guy who fights with the rage of a Minotaur, not literally a Minotaur, or, you know, a warrior with a bard with the heart of a lion, not literally a Leonin. That was very confusing to people. And as you guys are watching, people are like constantly looking like, oh my god, what the fuck? And when you get into the capital, like, elves are fairly tall, gaunt people, and this place is full of them. And yeah, most of you guys are sort of stood above a lot of these guys, sticking out like the worst sore thumb ever. You wander through.
Would you like us to describe it to you? Or should Balsnor find you a box?
You walk through the city and people are a little confused. What is it you would like to do here? There are magic shops, there are blacksmiths, there are all sorts of different places and different things that you can go to and places you can be.
Yes, peruse the magic shops first.
Peruse the magic shops, of course. So you can walk over to the first magic shop that catches your eye, and it's sort of in the middle of this large, grand sort of bazaar type thing. And it's this circular building. It's almost got like all these columns around the outside, and there is no actual building or walls on the inside. It is just a roof held up by all these columns, and inside are loads of tables and display cabinets and things like that. And it's run by a fairly sort of older gentleman who is human, strangely enough, in a city full of elves. He's got slightly sort of bluish hair. You can tell he dyed his hair blue, but now he's graying a little bit. So it's sort of blue streaks of grey and white and bits where the dye didn't take properly, and so it's like dark sort of dark grey and things like that. Bit of a beard, bit of a sort of podge on him, these sort of glasses that hang on the end of his nose. Wandering around the place, he's like, hello there. What fine specimens you are! I mean, you must be them. You must be the guys. The ones they talk about.
We are indeed the guys.
Well, guys is one way to put it. I mean, you're a. Forgive me. We have many tales of minotaurs where I'm from. You're not going to eat me. No.
Not at the moment. I'm not feeling it.
I love it. Okay. And nor are you, lion man.
I'll just give him a wink.
This is confusing. I love it. And, madame, I must say, I love your armor. I've never seen anything so exquisite as this. What styling is this from? This is rather interesting. Do you still have your mask on, by the way?
No, because it was going to be a reveal that I was a lady, but then we just sort of said it one evening, didn't we? So I think I would not wear it in places like this. It's like a combat thing, so.
Not bad. Lovely armor, my lady, and you, a man of the wilds. Plenty of people like you in White Parish. No, I've definitely heard of you, but I must admit I wasn't expecting, well, the rumors to be true, I guess. What can I get for you here, my dear people?
What do you
can I
have?
do for you?
Sort of just browsing, really.
Browsing is good. Browsing is good for the eyes, but I can tell you this: a lot of my wares are, how do I put it? For the common man, and well, you're not common men or women. You're warriors. Give me a moment. 1 second. And he turns around and he pulls out of this small drawer like 5 little cups, and with a click of his fingers, a small teapot just flares up with fire and almost immediately starts like whistling, even though there wasn't any fire there to begin with. Pours you all like small, like tiny little cup of tea, while he just sorts out some items that would be more benefiting towards people like yourselves. You know, like he sells a lot of things like essentially like door alarm bells sort of thing. You know, like a magical alarm bell or a magical lock for certain things that informs you when someone locks and unlocks a chest or things like that. Lots of little sort of odds and ends, but he does have quite a few impressive items that he can pull out for you. And I will put you, and here you can see a big list of items.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Well, I can't see anything.
You'll have 1,000 gold. If you'd like any more clarification on anything, you can let me know.
Okay, right.
But go nuts. He goes into, so he lays a lot of this stuff out on sort of like a table. This is sort of all the stuff he has. I have the best wares in all the city. You will not find anything better from anywhere other than me. If some of these items are to your liking, but the specific item is not, the enchantment is not in what you would like, I have that too. I do those services as well. I will just need the item in question to transfer things over. But please take your time. I will be sorting out some filing. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. Wanders off a little bit, sorting out some filing, and yeah, here's a bunch of stuff that you guys can have a look at. Yes. So if there's anything you would like some clarification on, let me know. But there is also like one of each item, so there's like one ring of jumping, one cloak of elvenkind, so it's not like you could all buy like a ring of jumping. There might be a couple of some of them, so let me know. But it's not like an infinite stock of things. Certainly healing potions, there are 3 of each type. So 3 minor, greater, and superior kind of thing. And
It
Yes,
might have to be a big cloak, but I feel like I want the cloak of Hallowhand.
I think it's more of a shawl on you.
It's more of
The
a,
skirt
I mean,
of elven kind.
I mean, you've already got this. You've already
I'll
got
have to
this
buy
sort of like
two.
shoulder cape sort of thing that gives you this sort of like shawl or robe or whatever that gives you protection from fire. You can just put like
Oh, yeah, I do.
this over, I guess, or under, whatever you like.
I'm mainly thinking my wisdom is really low. I've got -1 in wisdom, so having that would help.
Well, it's a wisdom perception checks made to see you have disadvantage
you
and
more
you have
stealthy.
advantage. Yeah, it makes you more stealthy, not gives you
I don't think
better
I'm ever going to
wisdom.
be stealthy. Let's be real.
Might work for Kiri though.
Mm.
Make you less clanky.
Well,
Or
I am brave.
we've
as a man
changed the
with,
thing
like,
on my mask a
+9
little
stealth.
bit, so that's I've got a bit more with that now.
Yeah, because it was just very complicated before, and now it's just simple.
So that can help with stealth a bit.
Yeah.
How high can it? How high can it jump?
Jump, I believe, it doubles your jumping. Yeah, triples. Yes, triples your jumping height and
I will tell you
everything.
Just a moment exactly what it does.
How high can you normally jump?
The creature's
You
jump
can normally
distance
jump-
is tripled until the spell ends.
So you can normally jump 1. No, it's 2 feet plus your strength modifier.
Oh wow!
I
Right,
think,
really?
I think it's a number of feet equal to your... Vertically, I think, yeah, you might be right, but long
What,
jump
2 feet plus your strength modifier?
Long jump, I would imagine, is like 1 foot plus your strength modifier.
Okay.
No, long
vertical.
jump is something like your strength score in feet.
Maybe it's that.
I can jump 7 feet in the air.
You could jump 7 feet in the air.
That
This would mean that you can jump.
ridiculous.
Yeah, this would mean that you can jump 28 feet in the air
Is it 3 times?
3 times.
21.
Would he then take
21, yeah.
when he lands?
From the jump spell, no, I don't think so. It would depend. I'll have to look into it.
Is anyone else looking at the Javelin of Lightning? 'Cause that's catching my eye. As a character who was not built necessarily for range.
I'm looking at the Elven Chain. Again, will it fit on massive Minotaur?
Yes, it would. It would indeed.
Looking at that.
I will say he does have 2 elven chains. He does have 2 sets of elven chain.
That's convenient.
So
Yeah.
that is convenient. Because I thought 2 of you don't necessarily have proficiency in any armor, so I thought maybe you might want some of
I think I will take an Elven.
that. The North Guardians.
That is an interesting bunch of names. The favoured few, Blackluster Soldiers, Raigeki. What does that even mean?
The King's Fist.
Yeah.
It's just wrong.
Bishop. Well, fist ya.
Yeah, long jump. When you make a long jump, you can cover a number of feet up to your strength score, provided you can move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump.
Oh my god, that makes so much more sense. Because when I've looked at that, I've thought, no way, sticks can jump further than 4 feet.
Yeah, it's a strength score.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. Okay. I'm going to be jumping a lot more now.
So if your strength score
I'm
is
warning
18,
you.
you can jump 18 feet, which is like 6 meters. That's what.
Has Sam's camera gone funny for anyone else?
No.
Who's?
No.
Who's camera?
weird.
So, what are you guys
Yes.
thinking? What are you
I'm going
guys
to buy a
thinking
Javelin
again?
of Lightning, please.
Gonna buy a Javelin of Lightning, yep. 300
I'm
gold
gonna buy
pieces.
an Elven
Check
Chain.
that out.
Is it one Javelin? Or is it,
It is-
do it with Javelins?
That is 300 gold for 1 Javelin.
Oh, so once I throw it, it's done? Or can I pick it up?
So when you hurl the speaker's command word, it transforms into a bolt of lightning forming a 5 feet line wide that extends out from you to the target within 120 feet. Each creature in the line excluding you, and the target must make a DC 13 Dex saving throw, taking 46 lightning on a failed save for half as much time. Successful, and the lightning bolt turns back into a javelin when it reaches the target. Javelin's property can't be used again until next dawn. In the meantime, the javelin can still be used as a magic weapon. So you could then pick it back up and then use it the next day, but that would be once per day sort of thing.
That's fine. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure I throw it and get it back. I don't want to spend 300 gold on something I'm going to throw once and never see again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll purchase a javelin of lightning then.
Or spend 900 gold on something that you never saw anyway.
Oh, that's Matt's problem, not mine.
Anyone else looking at anything else?
Elven Chain, please.
Elven Chain. Add it to your inventory. You have +1 AC when not wearing any armor. So
you're a sorcerer, aren't you?
So I think your AC is now 14. Congrats.
I think it was already 14.
It
was already 14.
Oh, then it's 15. Congrats.
If no one else wants the other one, I will pick up the other one. Please.
Cool. I don't know what your AC is, but
So,
it's +1 now. So congrats. 16. Yes, these beautiful glimmering chain shirts, as it were. You can just stick on under your armor. Anyone else?
How much is the lunar blade?
The lunar. Oh fuck yes! I've just realised I've forgot to put that on. That is
what I'm.
Sorry.
Whatever you want, you pick the price.
2 gold.
Make him an
that'll be 400 gold. 450
400
gold.
gold. I
450 gold.
intimidate him by turning into a T-Rex and.
I mean, you can certainly try, but that might include some repercussions of turning into a T-Rex.
No, see, what I'm wondering is if I could have that on my staff, because I don't have dark vision or anything. So
yeah, so like he said, he can put magical incantations into other things for a small fee. You'll just have to leave the staff and the blade with him, and then he'll put over the incantation.
sure.
We'll probably stay here overnight, so yeah, you could definitely do that.
Yeah, so that would cost an extra 250 gold. So then that's 650 gold.
I'm being marked off here. There must be a cheaper way to get dark vision. Oh, just turn into something with dark vision.
I can do this for you, and I'll just cast dancing lights in front of Nevedo's eyes.
Forget that. I don't need it. I've got produce flame, which I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I think we've all got
just creates flame in your hands.
For 30 feet. Yeah, screw that. I don't know.
Well, I know Geary doesn't have any way of creating light other than torches.
I could.
Dancing lights is pretty useful.
Dancing lights is pretty useful.
And I'm sorry. I was thinking I've got light, and I was just like tap Gary and just. No.
I've got light now. So
shiny.
That's what I was saying with my glow in the dark horns. I was just going to tap my horns with light. So just my horns are just.
God, headlights.
That is the plan.
Which just makes this party even weirder. Any more? Anyone else thinking of anything else with their...
Any of these attuned items? I assume they'd say if they were.
I mean, Ben didn't put a price on one of them, so...
Yeah, I didn't put a price on one of them, so that is my bad. The only attuned items are the Blood Blade, I think the Cloak of Elvenkind is also attuned, and the Siren's Song Lyre is attuned as well.
We're done?
Quite fancy the Horn of Silent Alarm over here as well.
Yeah. Pick yourself up a Horn of Silent Alarm then, if you would like it. It's 100 gold. Pick, I think it's 4 people, and they can hear the alarm. Oh no, 6 charges. When you use an action to blow, you can expend 1 charge per one creature of your choice. Only these creatures can hear the horn's blare, provided it's within 600 feet.
You don't happen to have that in a document.
I think I do have it in a document somewhere. I will just note down that you've got it, and I will find the document I have on those items after the session. But yeah, just write down that you've got it, and I'll sort that out. But yeah, if there's nothing else, if there does happen to be something else, at the end of the session I'll leave this on screen for you guys to have a look at, maybe in the week, and think, actually, no, I want that thing. But yeah, if Nevedo, are you taking the Lunar Blade, or are you not?
No, I am going to decline.
Fair enough. Well, with your purchasing all done, the guy gathers up the rest of the items. Thank you very, very much. This has been wonderful to get your business, and lovely to see. This is very exciting for me. The more you know. Anyway, thank you very much. See you later. If you need anything else, I'll be right here. I know several decent blacksmiths in the city, and different libraries and little things as what you can get about. Yes, of course. There's one just down the street. Bard's Blacksmith. Strange name, but whatever. Bard's Blacksmith. Yes, just down the street. Take a left. Gives you some basic directions to follow. It's not too far. About 5-minute walk. You can head over there. What are you buying from the blacksmith? Good sir.
Like to sell my breastplate.
Sell your breastplate. Alrighty, you can sell your breastplate and gain 500 gold pieces.
Also, I would...
No, breastplate, gain 300 gold pieces.
Okay. I would also like to create another set of armor as I'm walking there, just with magic, using my performance of creation.
Yeah.
I can do it up to the value of 200 gold.
So what are you creating?
Well, basically the most, a very fancy looking set of, shiny, studded leather or something, because I don't think I can create any heavy armors.
Make me a charisma check. Charisma is your spell casting, so just make a check with your charisma to see how fancy you can make this thing look. 16, yeah, you think it's pretty good, so, I don't know. Why is that adding 2?
What have you just written?
Oh, because it's half a
that is
proficiency
the,
bonus, so that's actually 14.
The Viking word for warrior.
That's cool.
The Dringers of Titan. Yeah, so 14. It's alright, yeah, you've made a pretty decent looking... What was it again? It was a set of armor or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've made a pretty decent sort of set of armor in your hands. You think this will be pretty good to sell, probably get you in and around the 200 gold you would like from any decent blacksmith.
So that was 300 for the first one and 200 for the second one.
Yeah.
Excellent. I
Excellent.
will sell that.
Thank you very much.
You're
God
very
ways.
welcome. We cannot come back here.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do in White Parish as you're walking around? Like I said, there's blacksmiths, there's it's a big city, there's all sorts of stuff that you can have a look at and do. People are speaking to you, trying to, in the streets, sometimes trying to stop you, trying to figure where did you get your armor made, Geary? Or what's it like having horns? Or does your mane, do you have to comb that every day, or is that more of a weird thing? Or I always wanted to be a druid, but I mean, I like metal. Is there a metal druid? Or I mean, I also have hay fever. Is that can I not be a druid with hay fever? Is that not a thing? People are asking sort of all sorts of.
Is that Nevedo's face, Luke, when people ask him this?
Yeah.
I've heard this one before.
Asking sort of all sorts of strange questions to you, but you can find a decent place for the night. There are a couple of rather nice places to sleep. There is a place called the Lusty Liar, a rather backstreet pub down by the docks, as it were. There is the Griffin's Rest,
Yes,
was another one from White Parish as well. A slightly sort of more upbeat, uptown place.
And there.
If you'd like, go
Great
there.
name. It's a really good name.
Yeah, head there. You can mark off 5 gold for a room for the night, a good meal, probably the best meal you guys have had like in the entirety of the year. A very, very sort of fine selection of everything that you could possibly want. Sort of meals from Titan, from some of your homelands, but done not very well. As well as all sorts of other stuff.
Can I colonize, as they say, and
There's no one like him.
can I offer to perform for the evening for a discount?
You can indeed, yeah. Roll a performance check.
Performance check, you say?
Indeed, good sir. 18. Yeah, you've. What do you play?
Obviously, it's my bagpipes.
Yeah, you get up, and in an elven city, they've probably not even heard of bagpipes. Like, it's very much not an elven thing. So when you step up with these bagpipes, people are a little confused, and when you start playing them, people are a little like, is this really the right place? But then it starts to, you start to get into the beat of everything. And
all the eyes across the room, and he just starts.
I'll stop dancing.
Guess
Basically making an earthquake here.
yeah. People start stomping their feet along with it. It gets into gets into a little bit more of a sort of jig type thing as you're going along. And for the first time in a fair while, you don't feel like you're at war. You feel a lot more at peace with everything that's going along.
Can I see Nevado's probably skulking in the corner because he's such an angsty boy. I'll just come over and I'll just grab his hand and we'll do a little dance.
No.
Performance or no?
Yeah. If everyone who's dancing would like to roll performance,
I have a -2 in this, by the way.
sort of see.
If I roll
No, Ado doesn't dance.
yeah, I'm going to be slipping on my
Mate, you're
hooves.
rubbish, and that's coming from me.
So, what essentially happens is Balzador gets up, starts dancing, starts jigging, but starts bumping into people's tables, and he knocks over more drinks than he can count. And also, but you don't mind, you apologise, but you keep on going. Giri walks over to Nevado, grabs him, starts doing a dance, and immediately Nevado steps on her toes. And then she sort of tries to twist around. Nevado trips her up, but she accidentally walked into him, and you both just collapse on the floor. And it's about the same moment, Balzanor, that your hoof just goes through the floor of this place, and you're all just sort of in a heap in the corner of the room while you Mittens are playing. And you can see this all going.
I'm going to cast Animate Object to get a bunch of the chairs and tables to come to life and just start trying to save this terrible occasion.
Yeah, a bunch of the tables and stuff. Roll me just another charisma check, just to see how well you can manipulate them while also trying to, perform.
13.
13.
Could one not
Decently well.
Another performance check.
No, this is not you performing. I mean, they do decently well. They're at the very least, they're sort of tapping along and moving along, sort of in a simple thing up and down, but in the beat of your bagpipes. And a lot of the people begin clapping. No one is paying attention to them now. Everyone's paying attention to the Lion Man playing the bagpipes with an ensemble of chairs and tables, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say. But here we are. It is a rather enjoyable evening. You all make the most of these somewhat festivities. A man does try and come in being like, excuse me, is there a lion, man? Yeah, him. Oi, mate, what's up with that armour? Guy gets shoved out immediately by the bouncer at the door. I was like, this isn't that kind of place, mate. Move on. Walks out. The evening passes quite nicely. Can all again get a long rest. Wake up in the morning. By the morning, it's a quite nice day. Some people are going back up north. Some people are going further south. What would you guys like to do? You've still got a few days left on your sort of like days of rest, as it were. Leave. Yeah, you can. If you'd like to, you can head back up north. You can head.
Oh no, I was finishing your sentence. I didn't mean leave White Parish.
Oh right, okay.
Right. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, as you guys
What's
sort
interesting
of.
in White Parish?
What's interesting in White Parish? So there is the main sort of. It's called the Sorcerer's College. Is quite an interesting place. It's a quite large, almost temple-like building where they teach a lot of stuff there. You guys are wandering around and you see lots of different libraries and different things to the elven god whose name is a guy I've forgotten. The elven god. Lots of different sort of temples and all sorts of stuff for him. There are street performers everywhere. Lots of different sort of street performers doing handstands and backflips and performing dexterous and arcane feats. This entire city is almost just an ode to being an elf. So it's people performing feats of magical prowess. It's people performing feats of agility and dexterity and acrobatics all the way through the thing. You can see people jumping across the rooftops above you. You can hear like bands playing on every street corner. It's a very alive city, is White Parish. Very, very beautiful. There's all sorts of stuff. A couple of soldiers do sort of walk past you guys and nod, and they're happy to see you. They seem to be going to the barracks, which is slightly over the western side of the city. There is the docks where a lot of stuff has sort of happened, and everyone roll a perception check for me.
I also have -1.
Wait, hang on.
Just see what you can pick up from
the
the.
only wise one amongst us.
Just see what you can pick up from the streets.
Oh no!
So, from the streets.
Oh, okay, you got anything.
So from the streets, you guys heard that
He's
last.
wise, but he's not wisdomous.
You guys heard that last night. The Guardians made an appearance in White Parish. Apparently, they heckled the general.
I remember this. This is not a good day.
Of the city, and people are, and as you guys are like hearing about the Sorcerer's College, you're hearing that the assistant to the Sorcerer's College got like basically bullied into giving up information. Like he says like, they hit me and they hurt me. He's like almost crying, like trying to make people believe that they did anything, but he's got no marks on him whatsoever. They apparently made quite a scene in a few different places with a few
remember that.
important individuals. And from what you've heard, they've now left rather promptly and rather quickly. But yeah, is there anything that would take you guys' interest? Anything you might like to do, or would you guys be?
God, at the moment, just been working on learning another new spell, Nevado. You're good at like changing the way you look. I think you could just help me like work that one out for a bit.
Okay. What do you want?
Just haven't quite got it yet. I mean, I can go bigger and smaller. I can do that one. But
Another character can go bigger and small.
just struggling on becoming other things. Could do with some pointers.
What is this spell?
Is that one you did when you became like a big lizard?
Polymorph?
Yeah, that one.
Let me show you. Proceeds to turn into a T-Rex.
Are we inside? Are we inside?
No.
No, so you guys are in the street, and then you guys are having this conversation, and all of a sudden just just fucking all of a sudden huge looking around. You are now taller than like a lot of the buildings here. Though a lot of them do like stack up. So there's a couple that are as tall, if not taller. A couple that you're taller than, and everyone in the street's like, "Oh my god!" People start running, screaming.
And I cast polymorph, and I turn into a lizard. Like I was looking at like, something has gone wrong, but I'm a lizard, so I can't speak.
Immediately, the guard runs over towards you. Within moments, you are surrounded by 7 or 8 different soldiers who are all holding spears, like trying to back you into a corner, like sort of shunting you forward. Whatever this is, get up, stop it! You're scaring everyone.
Can I unpolymorph and pretend I haven't noticed the guards and just say to Mittens, "It's all in the imagining."
So, T-Rex, back into humour, starts talking to lizard on the floor.
Yes.
Roll deception with disadvantage.
Deception. I'm just trying to teach him how to do the spell.
Oh right, okay. And all these guys are just looking at you like, what the fuck was that? You can't just do that in the middle of a city. This is.
Is there a law saying you can't turn into a T-Rex in the middle of the city?
All the guards
look
look at
Coming from the
all the guards
seventh
look at each other for a minute like, wait, is that? I mean,
I thought you had
certain laws on
intelligence.
there's certain laws on like magic and stuff, but I mean turning into things. I mean, that's like druid stuff, isn't it? Yeah, fuck. We'll get back to you, but we've got our eye on you lot. I mean, you did a lot for the North, but just don't push it, right?
At this point,
And they also walk off. This guy just like, oh shit, oh yeah, you're the lion guy, right? I thought he'd done the thing again. Walks off.
That as well.
Walks off like, what the fuck? A few people now like walk up to you like, oh my god, how the hell did you do that? What was that thing that you turned into? Holy crap! Does it hurt if I do this and the guy tries to lean up and touch your horns?
Bite him.
19 strength and a club. 19 strength and a club.
Here, batter, swing.
Swing. You also notice a sort of small troop of bards walks over to you, and one of them just starts flirting with you. You're like, my lady, you're so lovely. Starts playing like a small, like almost a ukulele-sized lute, sort of in your thing, sort of trying doing that sort of thing where like they're trying to catch your eye, like, they're sort of looking around, trying to be where you're looking.
Is he doing it nicely, or is he being quite like?
He's being a bit of a prick about it.
Yeah. Okay. I will sort of lean into him and look like I'm interested, and just very quickly draw a hand axe across his strings.
Bring. Oh. Well, worth a shot. See ya. You're never free on the northern side of town. You know where to find me.
See you later.
And can you bring a new loot? Walks off. At this point, it's probably around midday in White Parish. Is there much else you guys would like to be getting up to in the city, as things are getting wild all about the place?
No.
Oh, I mean, we probably just came here to sightsee, so we'd probably do that. But we don't have to up here.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you sightsee, have a look at all the elven structures. You guys have, obviously in Titan, you've heard there are a lot of elven places, a lot of elven cities, not just one, though this one does seem to be pretty grand, like very, very grand. But yeah, you know, by the sort of later in the day, you can catch a cart back to Northgard. By the time you get back, people are, you know, it's been about sort of like, you know, sort of like 3 days, 3 and a bit days into the few days you have off. people are chilling out. There's a lot of stuff of like soldiers sort of putting down a lot of their sort of downtime to help out people rebuild Northgard, essentially. Just anything as simple as just sort of like picking up bits of rubble and moving them over and all sorts of stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff going on towards the walls, and there is a lot of patrols going on, trying to make sure that the orcs don't come back for a counterattack, sort of thing. And time passes over the next few days fairly slowly, fairly quietly, as you guys get some much deserved rest. And it's sort of a few days later. There have been no sightings of anything thus far, and it's been about a week now, week and a day maybe. You're not too worried about Daviak, you said maybe 2 weeks. But there is, it's around the evening time. It's getting pretty dark out. You're all sat around a fire eating some, whatever the cooks cooked up today, in and around the place. Sort of these metal tins of quite nice sort of beef and vegetable sort of stew. A couple of potatoes and clumps of cheese in there. It's not too bad. It's a pretty cold, chilly evening. Some small sort of frost flakes are falling from the sky as it gets quite dark. And you can hear two of the sort of men who are walking about. "Oh, what's up, Scaly? Oh, come on. What are you walking away for?" The guy walks off. Fucking prick. Walks off, and you can hear these very light set of footprints walk towards you through tents and different areas. The guy wears armor, which is very clearly way too big for him, and a cloak very tightly pulled around his sort of arms and a hood over his head. He's dragonborn, green in colour. He walks towards you, and he says, I'm going. Sorry for the interruption. I'm going to assume that. Let's see. Maximilian, Balzanor, Giri, and Nevado, right?
No, actually, we're the other way around. Just right names on people.
God, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I need to talk to you. It's about General Daviak. Come with me. And he shuffles over. It's one of the larger tents that are near you guys. So you guys are all camped. Sort of, there's this main sort of command tent, and then you guys are camped all sort of in a circle around this. So he shuffles you sort of into the main command tent, not realizing if anyone's in there. Luckily, no one is. Shuffles inside, and no ordinary soldier is ever allowed in here, so it's pretty bold of this guy to just rush on in. He's like, "Please, it's very, very urgent." Shuffles back inside. You guys going to follow?
Yeah.
Cast Detect Magic.
Detect Magic?
Mm-hmm.
There is no magic.
Cool, that was a waste of spell slot.
We'll probably have a long rest before we do anything.
I've got spells to burn with the...
That's good. It's good to get into that sort of habit of doing that.
As you all sort of shuffle in, bringing tins of soup in or whatever, it's darker in here. A few candles are barely sort of dimly lit in here. And he sort of stands there. I'm really, really sorry for the interruption, but as maybe some of you can tell, I'm not actually a soldier. I was sent by General Daviak. I think he's in trouble. Oh God.
Big
He
paw on his shoulder.
oh.
Big like lion face, like really close. It's like, what is your name?
Ricky. My name is Ricky.
There's something about Daviak? Do you know where he is?
No, but he He lied to you. He never went south. He went north. He was with me and a few other people. And he was travelling north with us. He wanted to investigate something. He never said what. But well, we were attacked, you see, by orcs along the road. We weren't fighters. It was just him versus many. I think he staved a lot of them off, but he chased some of them off, and we never saw him again. But when we tried to go after him, we found this. And he pulls out a small holy symbol of Talos. Daviak's god, the one he prays to for his oath. I fear he might be in trouble. But he told us that if we were to ever to run into any trouble, we would come straight to you. And he also said
did he
that
take you, Ricky? If you're no fighter.
me and my friends were heading north. Heading into the north, rather. We're interested in plants and animals and such.
Insight check.
Yeah. Roll insight. Oh fuck! I won't even bother.
Oh.
Fucking hell. Lying through his teeth.
Yes. I know you're lying, Ricky. How about you start telling the truth?
Believe me, I wish I could. Please don't make me tell the truth. The reason I was in the north has nothing to do with Daviak. I promise you. He just saw us heading north and offered to help. Guide us a little bit of the way.
We don't know about the Haven, do we?
No, you do not.
Probably not, no. Okay. It's a very dangerous place to be going, Ricky.
I know. We know. I unfortunately know better now. I was the only one that made it, sadly. One versus, I think, maybe a dozen. Daviak did his best. They ran off with my child, sadly. Please. He was running after the child. He was running after him. When we found this, we also found my son. I don't know what happened to the general. But like I said, he told me if we run into any problems to come back here and ask for you and to tell you that you need to be quiet about this. He said it's a sensitive matter.
Where did you go?
We
headed in the north?
We were heading through just heading directly north. Really, we were heading through the forest first, skirting around the edge of an old orcish outpost. Really, we should have seen it coming, but we thought this far north, a lot of the outposts that we had seen were abandoned. I think there were some stragglers.
Okay. I think we need to get going, boys.
The general's in trouble, lads. Pack your bags.
Roll out.
I'm going to blow my horn of silent alarm.
Even though everyone's already here with you.
Yes.
You can
charges, so only these guys can hear me.
stay here, Ricky, as long as you need
Just
to.
gonna look at him. Interesting.
Interesting.
So is that the end of the session, or?
Can be. I thought Luke was looking at something, but yeah. If
What are you looking at?
hanging on.
No, there's no need to hang on.
Okay.
This can come in the next session. It's fine.
Okay.
Potentially.
Well, yes, we can finish things up there, and next session, you guys can head into the north looking for old Davyak. If you remember, I think this was probably around the time, thinking about it, that Doc would have sent his sending spell.
It was uncontactable by a sending spell.
Who,
We
Davyak?
should have tried again, but we didn't.
Yeah, we kind of got distracted by our own problems.
Oh, I've done my absolute best. I sent one message and he didn't reply.
I think we were in the Underdark or something, or about to go into the Underdark.
Yeah, you were. You
Not
were.
the
So,
most pressing thing on our mind, is it?
so you were
I think it was all just
resting
sort of-
at
Yeah.
Mazzy's mum's house.
Yeah, that was it. We were
And
about to go into the Underdark, so I
spent
sent
like
them a
3
message to let
days.
them know, and then we were in the Underdark, so...
Yeah. So there we go. Yes. Thank you all very much for joining. I apologize. It was a session where I talked to you a lot of the time. But hopefully next session we should get into a little bit of combat and stuff with these fellas. Which should be really, really fun. I like the way you guys are going with these with these characters.
This is, that those
funny.
dragons that are, so 3 of them are really detailed and one of them is really stupid.
Yeah.
This is the stupid dragon.
We have 3 groups. We have 3 groups. That is perfect. That is the perfect metaphor to